Well, the sound ain't too background music ain't too loud. But all right, Shalom. First and foremost, before we go any further, I'm gonna say call hello, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rachah Kodash. All right, double honors to our apostles, elders, great millstone who rule and teach well. Peace, blessing, salutations be to you, brothers and sisters out there, man. Um, this title for the lesson is going to be "The Base Men Will Be Abased Again." Say that 8 times over. Right? It's a tongue twister, but nonetheless, before I go into this, let me go ahead and get the definition of abased, which for those who don't know, which is good. If you don't know, that's good because this lesson, along with every lesson, the point is to feed you, to edify you. So if you don't know who the base men are, get in the right place. All right, Lord will, it's edifying. All right, but the definition for abased, well, I might as well hold on to it because we're going to get into who the base men are first. Okay, yeah. So the base men will be abased again. So first of all, there's so many angles you can start this with. Well, the base men. All right, I'm going to go ahead and start with Job 30. The base men is the Edomites. All right, which for those that don't know, according to the Bible, I believe it's Genesis the 10th chapter. And it talks about the different nations that we have on the planet Earth. All right, in fact, we got the table of nations. Now, according to the Bible, Numbers 1 and 18, along with various other scriptures, it substantiates the fact that you are what your patrilineal, which your patrilineal is, because you got a patrilineal and a matrilineal. All right, patriarchs, matriarchs. Right? A patriarch is a man, it's a father, like Jacob, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, those are patriarchs. According to the Bible, your patrilineal is what determines your race. All right, meaning your father through your father's father, through your father's father's father, all the way up, till of course, one of the nations, one of the 18 nations. It's not determined by skin complexion, facial features, quote unquote, ancestry, DNA. It's not about none of that. Okay. But since we don't have the records, let me go ahead and get this real quick. Romans 8 and 16, all right? Because none of us can physically prove, carnally that we are, the Israelites. We don't have the documentation. All right, but this is Romans 8 and 16. It says the Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of God. So it's a spiritual thing. All right. Tells you, I think it's in the same chapter, actually, further up, that a carnal mind is enmity with the Most High. I think it's the 6th verse. So the Lord is not dealing with a carnal mindset. All right. Carnality deals with, I believe the word carnal, it deals with the flesh. All right. It's about the spirit. So the Israelite, let me go ahead and pull these charts up for you. Salakia. 12 tribes chart up there. Let me get the table of nations up there. Just bear with me. Salakia. So they're not giving me what I'm looking for here. I know what I want, but they're not giving it to me. There we go. All right. Damn. All right. Go ahead and share the screen real quick. Slacky for the loud ass clicks. All right. So here No, probably can't see that. Let me press on it. Okay. All right, what am I doing? Okay. Let me do this. No, not that. Not that. All right, this is probably as close as we're gonna get here. Okay, that Salakia. Why did it make that smaller? Oh man. Okay. Because it made the okay. All right, Salakia. I'm just gonna have to read it to you. I don't know why it made what I want to look at smaller, but okay. So basically, let me just read it. Okay, so we got Judah down to Issachar. These are the 12 tribes of the nation Israel. Okay, the Judites, Negroes, Benjamin, West Indians, Levi, Haitians, Simeon, Dominican, Zebulon, Guatemala to Panama, so Central America. Ephraim is Puerto Ricans, Manasseh's Cubans, Gad, North American Indians, the natives. Reuben is the Seminole Indians, which is a tribe that was primarily in the southeast Florida, Florida, Georgia, that area. Okay, especially Florida. That's why you got Florida State, which their team name is the Seminoles. Okay, but Naphtali, Argentina, and Chile. Asher is Colombia to Uruguay, so essentially the rest of South America. Issachar, so-called Mexican. So you don't have to be, you know, from Puerto Rico to be an Ephraimite. Okay, you don't have to be, you know, from Jamaica to be a Benjamite. You know what I'm saying? You could be, because we know the tribes are scattered, but that's a main dwelling place of the tribe. All right, you're going to find a lot of Ephraimites in Puerto Rico. You're going to find a lot of Benjamites in the West Indies, a lot of Levites in Haiti. Okay, it's a main dwelling place. But these tribes, you'll notice it has bywords on the right, which is the terminology that they may be called today, but that's not, a physical description. Okay. Because, for example, Cubans, or Mexicans, they come in all shapes, size, and colors, right? The Israelites look like everybody. We are a speckled bird. That's actually, that's what is that? Jeremiah 16. I want to say 16 and is it 4? 16 and 3? Go ahead and get that real quick. Jeremiah 12, Salaki, Jeremiah 12 and 9. Mine heritage is unto me as a speckled bird. The birds round about are against her. Come ye assemble all the beasts of the field. So, like you saw me, so I look so called white, but I'm an Israelite, okay, because my patrilineal, like we were just talking about. So, but we know that primarily the Israelites are so called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. All right, now we got right here the table of nations, all right, which you can probably see that, Lord will. Maybe I can press on that. All right, yeah, I can press on that so I can pull that up. I'll just go down slow for you so you can kind of look at all that. All right, so just to give you an idea, I'm not going to make the whole lesson on that, but yeah. So the base man is Edom. All right, because essentially, this, like we talk about, this is the Lord's movie. All right, so now in the movie you got protagonist, you got an antagonist, and then of course you got extras, supporting cast people, right? So the protagonist is Israel, the antagonist is Edom. They're the wicked according to the Bible, right? Which that in itself makes them base because they're proud. They're a prideful nation. Pride in a negative way, that is, right? And the Lord hates pride. The Lord abhors pride and wickedness. So he's the base man. All right, which we're gonna get into that. But then the other 16 nations, because there's 18 in total. So we covered two of them. The other 16 nations, they're extras. They're the guy in the back drinking a cup of coffee. You don't know his name. He's not important, to the storyline, but he just helps build the scene. All right, he helps make the scene more realistic. I mean, if the protagonist is sitting in a diner, you know, at 11:30 in the morning, and he's all by himself, it wouldn't make no sense, right? You got to have people in the kitchen cooking the eggs, and the hash browns. You got to have people drinking coffee. You got to have people coming in and out, kids, children, all. It just helps build the scenery, build the movie. But nonetheless, so to get into this, before I get too off topic here, already been talking your head off. Um, this is Job 30. I'll start at 1. So let me get a coffee. All right. It says, but now they that are younger than I have me in derision, whose fathers I would have disdained to have set with the dogs of my flock. And Job wouldn't even put Edomites with his dogs, man. Yea, whereto might the strength of their hands profit me, in whom old age was perished. For want and famine they were solitary, fleeing into the wilderness, into former time desolate and waste, who cut up mallows by the bushes and juniper roots for their meat. Which I think, if I'm not mistaken, juniper roots is one of the main things they were eating in the Caucasus Mountains, if I'm not mistaken. They were driven forth from among men. They cried after them as after a thief, to dwell in the cliffs of the valleys and the caves of the earth and in the rocks. So they're the real Flintstones, man. That's why the Flintstone, brothers have made jokes about it. In the Flintstones, you ain't got no so-called black character. You see, he's Tarzan, the monkey man, bro. He's the Flintstones, right? He's the caveman. He's the guy that was dwelling in the mountains and the caves and things like that. The Neanderthals and all that. Right? It says and that's why, so-called white people, especially, high, or not high up, but higher up people like professors and them, they say civilization started with the Greeks. Well, their civilization started with the Greeks. That was their first rulership. They had the Greeks, they had and they're not the original Greeks. They're not the original Romans. All right, the originals were Japhetic people that inhabited Europe prior to Edom taking over through Alexander the Great. All right, but which it goes into that in First Maccabees 1. But yeah, the Greeks, Romans, they went down, for the period of 1,000 years that it talks about in our Revelations. I believe it's the 20th chapter. It talks about Satan being bound 1,000 years. That 1,000 years is the Dark Ages or the Middle Ages. Okay, it's called the Dark Ages because the people that had ruled Europe during that time were dark-complected people, the Israelites. Okay, which is why you have a good amount of people that look so-called white that are actually Israelites from the mixing and mingling during that time. All right, people fail to understand that mixing and mingling between races has been going on really since the fucking beginning for a long time, man. It's not something new. It's not something that just started happening within the last 100 years. It's been happening for a long time. All right. In fact, I believe it was Elder Malcolm that brought out. You had I think it was in Britain when they had slavery, or it was somewhere in Europe. I believe it was Britain though. And the women, the Edomite women wanted Jake so bad, that Esau was like, okay, if you want to be with Jake, then you got to go into slavery with him, and they did. That's how bad they wanted Jake's rod, bro. So you can't sit here and tell us that there's not Israelites that are going to look like other people. Just like there's Edomites and Elamites, Ishmaelites, Hamites, etc., that may come looking like a typical Jake. The terrorists, which the terrorists especially is Edomites that look like Jake. Okay. Bob Marley is an Israelite. All right. His father is an Israelite foreigner, so-called, white man who goes back to the Israelites. But just to prove a point, that's how easy somebody can be from a different nation, man. Most people don't know that his father is actually white. Okay. But once again, his father is a Jake. He's just a speckled bird, like we're talking about. All right, because he's a Benjamite. But nonetheless, continue on here. It says Job 30:7. It says among the bushes they brayed, which I think that's animal noises. Under the nettles they were gathered together. They were children of fools, yea, children of base men. They were viler than the earth. Verse 9, and now am I their song, yea, I am their byword. They abhor me, they flee far from me, and spare not to spit in my face. All right, so we've been placed under the feet of brute beasts. All right, we've been placed under the feet of animals, essentially, bro. And and what proves he's essentially a beast? He's lawless. Okay, he has no integrity, he has no morals, he has no uprightness. In fact, let me get this Habakkuk 2:4, reading down to 5. It says, behold his soul, Habakkuk 2:4, behold his soul, which is lifted up, is not upright in him. It's not upright. What is it? It's crooked, man. But the just shall live by his faith. Yea, also, because he is because he's a proud man, that goes that negative pride, all right, that Esau wrongfully has. Nobody should be proud in a negative way to begin with, but especially not this. Slocky, let me keep going. Neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death. That's all he brings with him is death, man. You can especially ask Gad and Reuben about that because this was their land, and Issachar. All right, North America. Well, of course, Mexico is part of North America along with Canada, but America, the United States in itself, belonged to Gad, Reuben, and even Issachar. Towards the bottom, Issachar had some of the land mass. So ask them, bro. Ask the Israelites on the islands. Ephraim, Simeon, Manasseh. Benjamin, Levi. Ask all the tribes, man. Every tribe has history of Esau fucking with us, man, when he came over here. Okay, it says, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. So this man is the wicked. In fact, look at this. Job 9:24, the classical, Job 9:24. It says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? So it's a rhetorical question. If the so-called white man ain't the wicked, then who the fuck is it, man? Ain't nobody else doing this. Ain't nobody else covering, putting up images of God and the Messiah and the Israelites and prophets and kings and priests of the nation Israel, so-called white people. That's this man doing this, bro. This man has put himself up on a pedestal. All right. Like it says, I think it's Isaiah 14. No, Isaiah 13, I believe. Then you also got 2 Thessalonians 2:4, who opposeth and exalted himself above all that is called God. He puts himself up as the most high, right? Even though he's the most low. Okay. Let's prove that he's the wicked. Malachi 1:4. Actually, Malachi 1:1. We're going to take all the meat off it. The burden of the word of Yahweh to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, saith Yahweh, yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith the Lord? Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste with the dragons of the wilderness. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places, which they have done that. All right, because the Renaissance, the term Renaissance, people don't question anything. That's the problem with people. They want to remain ignorant to everything. Ignorance is bliss is the motto that these people apply to themselves unwillingly and even willingly at times, right? But it says, we will return and build the desolate places. So the term Renaissance means, and you don't need to believe us. Look, all the stuff that we say in these videos, look up yourself. All right, you don't have to believe us. In fact, don't believe us. Look it up. Fact check it. You see, that's what the apostles did. That's what the elders did, all the way down, man. That's what we've done too. Okay, us younger brothers. We heard these different things. We hear words. We hear this, hear that, and we look it up ourselves. and it is true. Okay, the word Renaissance means reborn or rebirth. What was reborn? His dominion, because once again, he went down for the roughly 1,000 year period. Okay, which I believe brothers say it started around 325 AD. Okay, so which they came back into power, meaning like 14th, 15th century. Okay, during the Renaissance, I believe the main when they really started to boom, I think they started to come back in about the 14th century, but the main boom was like in the 15th century. All right, then of course from there it only got worse. Okay, 16th century, and then the 17th century, the beginning of the 17th century is when you really started getting into slavery for the Southern Kingdom, because the 16th slave 16th God dang 16th century, damn tongue. Uh, I think dealt with them messing up the Northern Kingdom, even a little prior to that. Slovakia. So hey man, it's got a lot to pay for, but it says, "Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them, who's the them? Edom, the border of wickedness, and the people against whom Yahweh hath indignation, which is a righteous anger or a righteous hatred forever." Okay, so that's the wicked. Now, back to the title of this lesson: the base men will be abased, because right now they have dominion over the planet Earth. Right now they rule. Okay. Oh yeah. So I want to bring this out. Um, so this is the book, The Negro Question Part 4, The Missing Link. All right, by Lee Cummings. So you can see it. It's a good book. Definitely recommend you look into it. Okay. This is on page 63. 62, it says the German tapestry, 1400 AD. Okay. Which, let me get that definition of tapestry so you can know that. Forgot what exactly it was. I know it's like a form of, basically like a form of record that they keep. A piece of thick textile fabric with pictures or designs formed by weaving colored weft threads, used in reference to an intricate or a complex combination of things or sequence of events. Basically, what it sounds like with this book is it's pictures and stuff like that on some fabric that basically tells a story. All right, shows us things. So page 63 says Professor Boyd Dawkins, page 6 of this book, The Little Black Basque, Basque brought the knowledge of iron and bronze with them. Look closely at the tip of the arrowhead, because it's got pictures on here. It's made of iron. Do a double take and look at the lookout perches. They are made of iron, and the horn appears to be made of bronze. Professor Boyd Dawkins was describing a highly technological black civilization in Europe, not Africa. Tries to say the so-called Negroes come from sub-Saharan Africa and prior to slavery didn't have shit going on, and he's full of shit. All right, Esau didn't have shit going on, his punk ass, man. But nonetheless, it says these images are of the black German soldiers defending the black royal seed, which we know the term black is really negative. It has a negative connotation to it. Black is never used in a good way. Um, somebody says the day was black or the black plague. It's not a good thing. All right, black means void of light, negative, wicked, evil. Okay, whereas white means what? I mean, figure it out. Put two and two together. The opposite: pure, holy, righteous, blameless. All right, that's what white means. Beautiful. Okay, so we got our people out here saying I'm black this, I'm black that, I'm black and I'm proud. You don't realize the type of demonic vibration that pushes out, bro. You're really weighing your spirit down saying that type shit, saying you're black. All right. But it says the black Germans had bows and iron-tipped arrows. So they had advanced, weaponry. While the whites had sticks and stones. Just let that sink in. I'm gonna read that again. The black Germans had bows and iron-tipped arrows, while the whites had sticks and stones. So you got to ask yourself, how the fuck? How did they win? They're not just some elite warriors that they don't need to, have weaponry on your level to beat you. They can beat you with sticks and stones. No, they won because the Lord rigged it. You see, the Lord rigged it on purpose. So Esau, the only reason you're in power, the only reason that you have the capabilities that you have in terms of military might is because of the Most High. And it goes back to the blessing that he was given in Genesis 27 chapter when Isaac, who in the reincarnation, for those who can receive it, if not, it will come. Just be patient, just pray, fast, whatever you need to do, it will come. Not everything's meant to be understood right then and there. All right, but Isaac, the son of Abraham, was Yahweh Shai in a past life. Okay, and he had blessed Esau with the sword. Okay, so now we're in the time of the Renaissance. The time when Esau is starting to be his rulership is starting to be reborn again. So the Lord is allowing him to utilize his blessing to receive the fatness of the earth through violence, that sword. All right, rape, robbery, and murder. Okay, because what do you do with the sword, man? You don't just hold it up and persuade people with it. I mean, yeah, Esau threatens people with his weaponry and all that, but what is he ultimately really doing most of the time with his weapons? Using them. And a lot of time he's even using them on people that don't want no problems. Like he came over here and Christopher Columbus, all right, Cristobal Colon, that Amalekite, fuck. He came over here and he was saying that it was so easy to conquer the island. I forgot what island it was, but he's like, yeah, the people, they didn't even want to fight back. They were giving gifts and so friendly. I just put them in slavery. It was so easy. That's the type of man we're dealing with, man. But then all of a sudden they change. No, they don't change. The only thing that changed was their status. All right. When they got their foot on your neck, they don't need to say nothing to you. They don't need to act no type of way to you. They already are on top of you. Why the fuck would they do that? You see? But once things get bad out here, you're gonna see his true colors, man. He's gonna reveal himself, and even in everyday situations, piss off a fucking cracker, man. See what happens. Guarantee you he's gonna call you a nigga, or guarantee you he's gonna make it known that he don't fuck with you to begin with, bro. If he's actually all right. That's why it tells us in Sirach, I believe the 12th chapter, we're not gonna pity charmers, snakes, people that want to go hand in hand with this devil Esau, Edom. You're gonna get fucked, and we don't care. All right, because we've been telling you, man. We care right now. That's why we're telling you. So when that time comes for that snake to bite you, it is what it is. We told you. We told you he was venomous, man. We told you he was going to attack you when your neck was available like that, but you didn't want to listen. So fuck you. Real shit. That's what it is. Because 2/3 of our people are liking on Esau, Edom, and the heathens right now, anyways, man. But for those out there that actually believe and actually want to change themselves, separate yourselves, man. You're holy, all right. You're an Israelite from your respective tribe, from your respective family, man. Don't be trying to be like no fucking Elamite or Edomite or Hamite or fucking whatever other ites. Okay, it's about Israel, man. The Lord is only dealing with the nation of Israel. He's not dealing with nobody else. And you're not, and you shouldn't be sitting here allowing Esau, Edom, to tell you otherwise. Yeah, here it is. Have the devil, have a nation of people that the Lord hates tell you that the Lord loves everybody and prefers whites over you. Fucking bullshit, man. Okay. You know, we've been lied to our whole goddamn lives, and now that we're here in 2022, we're not gonna put up with that shit no more, Esau. We're done. That shit is done. That time period is over with. All right, you're done. You're finished. And that's why it tells you. Let me go ahead and get that. Second Ezra 6. Because that time is up, bro. We're not buying that bullshit no more. we smell the bacon, man. Turkey bacon. Second, I had to throw that in. Had to throw that. Jay gonna think I'm bugging out. Second Ezra 6 and 27 to 28 says, "For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched." Boom. Okay. As for faith, it shall flourish, corruption shall be overcome, and the truth, which had been so long without fruit, shall be declared. That's the time that we're in. All right, right now, the truth is being declared on the unicorn, the internet. It's going out, man. You know, it's going out. All right, but it says the black Germans had on shoes while the whites went barefooted. This indicates that the black German civilization was more developed than the whites in 1400 AD. Okay? Yeah, we gotta keep reading. We gotta keep reading. The tapestry shows that the whites lived in tree houses and in caves. Didn't we just read that in Job 30? In the clefts of the rocks? All right, it says, well, the technology and wealth was in the hands of the blacks, the Israelites, man. Okay? So these base men, you know, the Lord has put them up to show his might, to show, hey, look, I can put anybody up. In fact, bada bing, bada boom. Daniel 4 and 17. Let's get that right here. Hey, what am I doing? I can't type. Daniel 4 and 17, this matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basis of men. So he put Esau Edom up because it was prophecy. The Lord told us, if you don't listen, I'm gonna put Esau up. I'm gonna put the base up over you to show you that I don't need you. You know, because that's really what the Lord's showing us. We want to be disobedient. We want to keep being unruly, stubborn, rebellious children. The Lord is like, I don't need you. You need to understand that. Judah, Ephraim, Gad, Reuben, Levi, I don't need you. You need me. That's what the Lord's showing us, man. Lord is showing us I can set anybody up any day of the week, any month of the year. I don't need you. And that should humble us, man. And that's why we're sighing and crying. And that's why we're filling the Lord's ears with our prayers day in and day out, waiting for the Lord to redeem us, because it tells us in Deuteronomy 28 and 68, because we're still in captivity to this day, like it says in Baruch 4, no man shall buy. Nobody's gonna redeem us out of this hellhole except Yahweh by Shemal Shai. That's why we're doing these lessons. That's why we're studying. That's why we're praying, fasting, because we want to get the fuck out of here, man. And if you got anything, if you even got an ounce of brain fluid between your two eyes, you would think the same way, that you want to get out of here. Okay? You shouldn't want to be here no more. And it's not just like, oh, well, let me move out of America. Bro, you got brothers all over the planet that are going through the same shit. It's not just America. You see? Esau has dominion over the whole planet. Not to mention demons fuck with you anywhere. It don't matter. All right, none of that shit matters. The curses will trample your ass through. We need the Lord, man. Jake always trying to find a carnal way out of everything. Well, I need to get that bag. Well, I need to move out the country. Jake's always trying to be carnal. There's no escaping this through carnality. It's only through the spirit that we can escape it through Yahweh by Shemal Shai's help. Okay? The Lord is the one that's going to say, "Come out of her, my people, and beam us up, man." Lord, we're of the elect. All right, and the world is going to be refreshed. Kainos, I believe, is what it is when he talks about new. It means refreshed. All right, the earth is not going to be destroyed; it's going to be refreshed. All right. So the definition, we're going to get into the latter half of this real quick. Just kind of quick wrapping up. I don't want to make this too long. The basement will be abased again. So the word abased, it says, what does abased mean? Or Salaka, what does abased in the Bible mean? To lower in rank, office, prestige, or esteem abase oneself, the shame that had abased him. To abase someone or something is to humiliate them. No, more than just humiliate them. If you abase another person, you are bringing them low, humbling them in a mean, base manner. Not nice at all. Abase means to bring someone down, often either in their job or their self-esteem. Esau's rulership is going down. Okay? He's going to be put back in his rightful place. All right, he's going to be in slavery along with the other 17 heathen nations. He's going to be put, well, 16 because he's one of them. Right, there's 18 nations. All the heathen nations are going to be put in slavery for 1,000 years. But Esau Edom is the only one that's going to be extinct after that 1,000 years is over. Okay. Trying to think. It's actually the scripture that literally says abased. Matthew 23:12. And whosoever shall exalt himself shall be abased, and he that shall humble himself shall be exalted. Okay. Not to mention, you got 4. Matthew chapter 4. No, it's not Matthew 4. Is it Matthew? Is it Matthew 12? We shall inherit the earth. Matthew 5. Salaki. Matthew 5:5. Blessed are the meek, the humble, right? The lowly, the ones with a contrite spirit, which is the Israelites, starting with the elect, starting with the Awashai and the elect. Okay? Awashai being the head. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. All right, the meek are going to inherit the earth. It's all about the meek. All right. So he's going to be put down, man. All right, I'm going to get one more and close out, because there's a lot of scriptures, but I'm just, kind of trying to hit the point and, keep it moving. Not in a bad way, but I'm saying I don't want to take up too much to, brothers and sisters' time. I know, speaking first and foremost, my attention span ain't too long, so I know I wouldn't sit through, a video like if it's like this and I'm just saying the same thing for 10 plus minutes. It's like, bro, you already made the point. No brothers do that, but I'm saying I feel like I'm starting to do that, so I'm just gonna get this last thing and close it up. So let me pull up the Apocrypha here. Go back to our trusty chapter that we had just had before, Second Esdras 6, and we're gonna start up. Well, we're just gonna hit the point. We're gonna get verse 9. Second Esdras chapter 6, verse 9. For Esau is the actually. Second Ezra, because I'm going to show the significance of Jacob holding Esau's heel coming out the womb. Second Ezra 6, 7, and 9, it says, Then answered I and said, What shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? And he said unto me, From Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. All right, so Lord will that this was edifying to the elect, to you brothers and sisters out there. I want, with all my might, to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. All right, double honors to our apostles, elders, and great millstone who rule Teach well. Peace, blessing, salutations to you, brothers and sisters out there, man. Water for tuning in. Shalom. The base men will be abased again. Shalom.